Witch Queen is finally dropped, and with great DLCs come great power grinding. In this video, we're going to break down the best way that you can power grind in Destiny 2 Season of the Risen. Whether you spend countless hours playing the game or casually playing for a few hours a week, this video will help anyone who's anyone save time and be efficient with their power grind. Just before we get into the vid, I greatly appreciate if you drop the sub and like the video if you find the content useful and engaging. I'm also getting back into streaming on Twitch, so definitely check that out as well in the description if you're interested in seeing me live. Before we dig into any specific activities that you'll want to do to power grind, I want to cover this important point. Let's say you manage to get to the soft cap at 1500 or finish the legendary campaign at 1520. Then let's say you finish all your powerfuls and pinnacles and you want to continue power grinding. What you can do is pass over your highest light level weapons to your second character, spend more time in the playlist mode, do the campaign again, or farm blue drops like No Tomorrow, killing champions on the moon for that character until you start getting armor drops that you're close to or at the light level that your weapons are currently at. If you don't have this kind of time, like most people with jobs and school outside of Destiny 2 content creators, you should only grind one character at a time, since the powerful and pinnacle drops that you can get to increase your power level will reset each week on Tuesday at reset time. Meaning you can continue power grinding for whatever character you started playing Witch Queen with. Now that we have that covered, let's get into the soft cap. If you're new to the game or experienced, the first and best thing that I could recommend anyone to do is play the legendary campaign from start to finish. Whether you tackle this solo or with a couple of friends is totally up to you, especially since there is a trade-off with how much damage you can do as you get one or two fireteam members to play with. I know this can be a bit challenging and tedious, but as you go through the missions, you'll get extra chests and rewards that will make the soft cap grind feel like it doesn't even exist. Plus, there's so many cool engagements and an actual challenge to the campaign that we've never had before, which is absolutely phenomenal. Keep in mind that with the soft cap, any world drop will allow you to level up, so make sure that you're checking all of your weapons and armor when you pick them up, especially since the campaign requires you to level up as you go. I also wouldn't stress too much about deleting new legendary weapons for blues, unless if they're weapons that can be forged into new roles or if you find a weapon that you really like and enjoy. Now, if you manage to finish every mission on legendary difficulty, you'll be able to get a full set of gear that drops at 1520, which not only pushes you to the soft cap of 1500, but also knocks out 20 levels of your power grind to 1550. This is something that we've never seen with Destiny 2 content before, and this is probably the best thing that they could have done for a legendary campaign. Now, once you get to 1500 or 1520 from chatting out the legendary campaign, your world drops that you get from blue and legendary engrams will not drop at a higher power level. At best, they can drop at your current base light level, and at worst, it will drop 3 light levels below your current base light level. This will be important in a moment, but for now, let's talk about the 8-point system and how this will help us from 1500 or 1520 to 1550 with powerful drops. The 8-point system is a simple level concept. When you look at your character, there's 8 pieces of equipment that can each vary in light level. Whatever the averages of your highest level weapon and armor piece in each slot states your current light level, which you can see if you equipped everything and hover over your current power level. From there, whatever equipment is above this level can be marked as +1, -1, +2, -2, and so on, depending on how many levels above or below your maxed out average is. After you get all 8 numbers, you can add them up to see how many upgrades or improvements you'll need in order to reach the next level. Just make sure you're doing this with your base light instead of your overall light level that's added with your seasonal artifact. If you're confused by what I mean by this, here's an example. At the moment I'm making this video, my max base light level is at 1532 light with my maxed out gear on. When I go through my gear, each armor piece and weapon will be above, below, or at 1532. If you look at my energy weapon, this is considered to be -1 since it's 1 light below my max base light level. If you look at my grenade launcher, this is considered a 0 since it's at my light level. And if you look at my chest piece, this is considered a +3 since it's 3 light above my current light level. After going through this with all my armor pieces, I set a +5 or 5 out of 8 toward my next base light level. If you don't want to go through the tedious work of math, you can link your Bungie account to Destiny Item Manager, which I'll leave a link in the description for those of you that don't have it. If you want to see what gear needs upgrading, simply click on your light level here to see all of your gear along with how many points out of 8 you are from reaching the next light level. Now that we know this system, let's talk about how we can grind to the power cap at 1550. When it comes to powerful drops, the concept is really simple. When we pull up our directory, we have a full list of powerful drops that we can get from different activities within Destiny 2. These activities include the following: weekly challenges from doing vendor bounties, weekly clan progression bounties from Hawthorne, Finch's Challenge, The Wellspring Defend, Altars of Reflections, Regular Dares of Eternity completions, Psyops Battlegrounds, 7 round wins in comp, ranking up in comp before Legend rank, Nightfall playlist completions, Vault of Glass, and believe it or not, Deepstone Crypt. Now, Deepstone Crypt might be a bug since there's no power icon when you look at it from orbit. If this ends up losing its power 3 status, then just ignore this activity. To make things simple, take a screenshot of this list here in the video to get a list of all the powerful drops that we know of within Destiny 2 as of right now. Also note that you can also get higher level weapons and armor from Prime Engrams. These you'll want to turn in as soon as you get them since they'll drop at the light level that they're listed at in your inventory. While you're sitting between the soft and powerful cap, or 1500 and 1550, your power 1s will drop 3 light levels above your max light, and your power 3 drops will drop at 6 plus light levels above your max light. Unfortunately, Destiny 2 doesn't take into consideration what weapons and armor pieces are above or below your overall power level, which means you can either get lucky and have a huge improvement to your overall average, or be very unlucky and completely waste a powerful drop. To avoid this RNG as much as possible, you can go into some playlist activities like the Strike playlist, Crucible, Gambit, Dares of Eternity, or Farm Champions on the Moon, which give you a good amount of world drops for a chance to drop weapons and armor that are at your light level. Going back to the 8-point system, this is really useful when it comes to getting to the next level because this can help you get those extra couple of points that you need in order to get to the next light level without wasting your powerfuls, which will also improve the light level in which your powerfuls actually drop. The only thing to keep in mind for the first couple of weeks is your powerfuls will only get you so far before you end up having to do your pinnacles to level up. Now, if you have the time to grind out one character and do all of the powerfuls and pinnacles within a week of time, you want to do your power 1s first, then your power 2s, then power 3s, then pinnacles. It's close to impossible to be this perfect with your drops, but this is a general rule of thumb to follow as you continue to do your power grind to 1550. However, if you don't have the time to completely grind out your first, second, or third character within a week, you should try and finish Pinnacles and Power 3 activities before doing the Power 1 and 2 activities. Now, speaking of Pinnacles, let's talk about the handful of Pinnacle activities that you're able to do within Witch Queen to go from the Power Cap to the Pinnacle Cap, or from 1550 to 1560. For the Pinnacle Cap, there are 2 different levels of Pinnacles that you can get to max out your light level, which will label as +1 and +2 Pinnacles. Here we have the following activities outside of the Witch Queen raid that will be dropped on March 5th. The Vanguard Ops playlist, Gambit Pinnacle, Crucible playlist Pinnacle, 100k Nightfall, Dares of Eternity Pinnacle, Grasp of Avarice Encounters, For the Light Against the Light, and Vox Obscura activity. At this stage of your power grind, there's 2 main things that you want to focus on that will get your power level up, which are powerfuls and pinnacles. When you get powerful gear at this light level, it will drop at your current light level instead of a few levels above it, with a few exceptions like Hawthorne's weekly clan bounty and things like that. These are useful in a way that world drops could be useful toward your power cap grind, since you are able to take a -1, -2, or whatever armor or weapon piece that you have and bring it up to par. Doing this can't be a difference maker for your next pinnacle drop to drop 1 light higher than before, which is huge at this stage of your power grind. Just note that when Witch Queen drops, all the gear from that raid will drop as a +2 pinnacle. One more thing that I want to go over is possibly taking a step back from content creation. I know that in a couple of previous videos we stated that we are on a content grind and I plan on continuing that grind long term, but I also have a potential moving situation that would need to happen in the middle of April that I would need to prepare for, along with finding a way to stay financially strong for my near future. The main thing to keep in mind with these videos is the fact that they take a lot of time to put together. After some thought about this, I decided to put together a basic Patreon for anyone that wants to further support my content. The main thing that I want to point out is that I don't want you to give out sympathy or worry about me not having basic needs. If you decide to give anything, I ask you to do it in the sense of helping me create more content for this channel, since the extra money will allow me to spend more time putting together YouTube videos along with getting some upgrades and streaming equipment. I know that this could seem greedy to reach out to my audience for money, but I want to ensure that everything that is given will go directly into content creation across my different social media platforms. As this channel gets more and more support financially, I'll be able to show off what I'm going to be doing with that money through all my social media platforms, so make sure you check out Twitter and Discord to see what I'm actually doing with that money. Other than that, make sure you drop a sub on the way out. Mr. Beast, please put me in a YouTube challenge. Thanks.